Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how we can draw a route or a shape in a map and export the geocoordinates as a .kml file. This is very useful when we want to simulate driving or mark locations on a map. I'm using Google Map tool for this purpose. Stay tuned for a deep dive on Google Map video where I am explaining different features and use cases for map development. Okay, now let's jump in and show you how we can generate and export the KML file data from Google Maps. Okay, for this purpose, first you need to visit Google Maps, especially Google My Map. You can see the features of provided by Google Map here. And for in this case, let's go to get started. Okay, I already have a test map here, but once you log in here for the first time, you don't see anything here. So click on the create a new map. That should take you to a screen where we have an untitled map provided. I always recommend to rename it to name you want. This is generate .kml. For example, you can provide whatever name you want. Okay. So in this case, let's, for example, let me zoom into one of the city in India. And then I'm going to mark a route, and which should, through that route, I should be able to get the geo-coordinates for that specific route which I drawn. So for this purpose, I use a draw line tool here, which comes with the different other options, which I will be, like I said earlier, I will be discussing those things in a later video. But for now, let me focus on drawing a route or shape and exporting the geo-coordinates out of it. So let me click on that. Always recommend to zoom in for a better clarity. So let me start from here, assuming that a device or a vehicle moved on this direction, and yeah, keep clicking on a route. That should generate the geo coordinates. The thing which you need to keep in mind is, like, each click you're doing, that's going to create a point here. And when you're exporting the KLM file, for each point what you enter here, you will see a geo coordinate. So it's important that you try to be consistent between the gaps for each the points, and the more points you have, the more geo coordinates you will get in your KLM file. Okay, I would say like that's enough. So I will click enter here, and which will ask for the name. I would say, like, for example, I save it as a driving path. Let me save it. And if you want, you can put a color to it, but that really doesn't matter when you export it to KLM. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is, like, you can see it's already available here. If you want, you can also rename this one. And then what you need to do is you need to go to your map, and there's an option called, there is a whole bunch of options available, which I will talk on a different video but for now, in this, it will be like exporting. Click on that. It will ask you option whether you want to export the KLM file out of this layer, which is driving path layer, or entire, because you can have n number of layers here. So in this case, I'm saying export only the driving path, and make sure that you click on second option, you export as KML, and click on download. So this should download the KLM file, and let me try to open that. So if you'll, yeah, so if you see um, the file, the file which we downloaded, this should contain all the geocoordinates from that layer, the driving path layer, what we had here, and you can see all the geocoordinates, what we selected there. You can use it for different purposes. For example, you can pass it to the emulator to simulate the driving of, so that you can get the geo locations published or broadcast in your um, Android system, so that their application running on the device can make use of those GPS coordinates. Okay, the one thing I want to mention here is like the map, whatever the custom map or the route you've drawn here, this will be saved as the map in your Google Drive. So if I go to the my Google Drive here, you can see it's saved as a map file here, so that in the future, if you want, you can reopen it again. It's anyway available in your dashboard of the Google Map, but you can share this to your friends if you want. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Please make sure that you subscribe it and click on the bell button.